For 30 days, I decided to say no to myself, not to my dreams, not to the things I wanted in life. I said no to something much harder. My impulses, the voice that says, just 5 more minutes, skip today, start tomorrow, check your phone. You might have missed something. For 30 days, I stopped listening to that voice, and I didn't realize how often it was making decisions for me until I started saying no. The first few days were uncomfortable. I'd reach for my phone without thinking. I'd sit down to work, and 5 minutes later, I'd be looking for something else to do. That's when I noticed something. I thought I was making hundreds of decisions every day, but most of them weren't really decisions. They were reactions. I wasn't choosing to scroll. I was bored, so I scrolled. I wasn't choosing to procrastinate. The work felt difficult, so I escaped. I wasn't choosing to waste an evening. I was simply following whatever felt easiest. And that's when I understood something. You don't lose control of your life in one dramatic moment. You lose it in tiny decisions, so small, you've barely noticed them. So I started doing something different. When I wanted to check my phone, I waited. When I wanted to quit, I stayed for another 10 minutes. When I wanted to say, I'll do it tomorrow, I asked myself, would I still choose this if nobody was watching? Sometimes the answer was yes, but surprisingly, a lot of the time, it was no. I realized how often I said yes to things I didn't even want, and no to the things I actually cared about. Yes to another hour of scrolling. No to the book I wanted to read. Yes to comfort. No to the difficult work that could actually change my life. Yes to distraction. No to myself. And slowly, something changed. I didn't become more motivated. I just became more aware. I started noticing the moment between wanting something and actually doing it. That tiny moment is where your freedom lives, because you can't control every thought that enters your mind, but you can decide which thoughts deserve your attention. After 30 days, I learned that discipline isn't always about forcing yourself to do more. Sometimes it's about having the courage to do less scrolling, less reacting, less chasing things you don't even care about, and more choosing where your time goes, choosing what deserves your energy, choosing who you want to become, instead of becoming whoever your impulses turned you into. I thought I was spending 30 days saying no to myself, but by the end, I realized I was finally saying yes to the person I had been putting off becoming. So the next time you feel the urge to do something, pause for 3 seconds and ask yourself, is this what I actually want? Or is this just what I want right now? Because those two things aren't always the same.